Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Her Garden Diary. So today, as promised, I am going to give you guys a tour of my apothecary. Now, I am just new at this apothecary. It's the first year I've done one, so it's quite small. It's not as big as most people that you will find with apothecaries. Most of my stuff is stuff that I've grown for the first time this year, so it will be small. And my apothecary is literally in my closet. So I have a walk-in closet, and this is where I have my apothecary. So I've set up this little section. It was supposed to be a beauty table, but I don't use it that way. So basically it's just a bench with all of my herbs and stuff that I've collected. I also have some Greenwich items here. I won't go into that in this video. If you're interested, I can. So yeah, I've got just the start of some stuff here. So we will look at the back wall here. This is basically just for my reference of the wheel of the year, the seasons. I am a big lover of Mother Earth, so Gaia is my focus. I also have, some little posters. I just picked these up on Etsy of, mushrooms and different types of bugs, butterflies. I'm really interested in bugs. I don't know why. I'm a lover of nature, so every time I'm out, I always, if I find a dead insect or something, I will pick it up. It's not gross. It's more of an interest to me. I should leave it in nature, but I like to take it with me. Anyway, so yeah, this is just my little bench area that I have going on. So let's start with some of the herbs and flowers. So let me just stop right there and also add that most gardeners, so I obviously am a lover of gardening, most gardeners will grow kitchen herbs like basil, rosemary, thyme, all of those things to incorporate in their cooking. You can also use these for medicinal purposes, and that is something that I am quite interested in learning. Again, I'm just starting out with that. So this year I had, as I mentioned to you guys as well, I have planted a medicinal garden. And so out of that medicinal garden this year, I have harvested a few things. Of course, it is just the first year, so the plants are quite small, and as a rule, you don't want to over-harvest the first year of the plant. You want to only take what you need, and so I didn't really go all too crazy on it, except for the chamomile, because the chamomile is just so abundant that there's so much of it. So let's dive in here. Here is some feverfew flowers. Now they look like chamomile, but they are not. They are feverfew flowers. I don't have very many. Like I said, my plant is very small this year. Feverfew is a wonderful herb. Now, I'm not going to go into all of the meanings of the herbs. I just want to quickly show you guys what I have. If you guys are interested in me explaining more about these, I can totally do that, but it would be a really long video, so we'll just continue on here. This right here is anise hyssop, and it smells like licorice. It's beautiful. A great herb to have medicinally. I just have a little tiny bit. However, I have 3 huge plants in the big garden, and once the season is over, I'm going to harvest them and hang them, and then this jar will be completely full. Next up, and I just have these closed because I'm having a fruit fly infestation in my house that I'm trying to battle, and they like to go into my jars. So here I have some chamomile, and chamomile is good for teas, for relaxing, for nerves, for PMS, it's just there's so many things you can do with it. You can make salves, teas, tinctures. Again, I can get into that later on. I did manage to get half a quart jar full. I have more. This will probably be enough for me to last me the winter. So after this last, like, I don't think I'm going to harvest in September. I think I'm just going to leave it for the bees. And that is the other thing about harvesting herbs. You don't want to over harvest because you obviously want to have the pollinators with some food as well. So this here is linden flower. Now I missed the bus on the linden flower. With this particular flower that you can use for teas, this is good for calming the nerves, stress, a multitude of things. You only get 3 days. For when this tree flowers, you get 3 days, and I missed the 3 days. So I was able to get some, but not all. So basically this would all be broken down and put into a tea or salve or tincture, however you want to do it. This here is, and I have a lot of it, calendula flower. Now I have a lot of this. This will last me over the winter if I need to make salves, which is what I have done with it. I have made a lovely salve here, and I will try to open this lid. Yeah, that's not going to work. Just give me a second here. Okay, so this is the calendula salve that I made. It is a beautiful orange color, which is what happens when you put these flowers, you submerge them in oil for 4 weeks to 6 weeks, and that oil and the color and all the medicinal goodness will seep into the oil and turn it this lovely orange color. So I made 3 batches of 8 ounces. And so I've got these salves, and I'm using it for, it's good for healing skin rashes, healing any skin problems. I just use it as an everyday moisturizer. It does have jojoba oil, beeswax, a little tiny bit of vitamin E, shea butter, and of course just the oil. So there's 4 really simple ingredients in there. That's all there is. It smells really good. I find it has like a little bit of a spicy scent to it, and I quite like it. So instead of me going to the grocery store and buying a big commercialized vat of moisturizer that will take me a really long time to use, I'm just going to make my own, and that is how I'm gonna do it. So this jar here is my mint. I didn't get too much. Again, this should hopefully last me over the winter. I might run out, but that's okay. Again, I had 1 first-year plant, so next year it will definitely, mint likes to spread, so next year it will be a very big plant, so I'll have lots to harvest from. I've already used some of this. I had an upset stomach one night after eating something that didn't agree with my stomach, and I had a teaspoon of this in tea, and my stomach felt a lot better after. So I do believe that mint tea is a very good tummy settler. Here I have some rose petals. I also have some more over here that I've collected from my roses in my yard. This is good for a multitude of things as well. You can make infused oils, you can make bath salts, you can make so many things. So I'm going to be working on doing that over the winter. Oh, and just a disclaimer here, no dusting was made in the process of this video, so please do not worry about it. All right, so going over here. So I had subscribed to a, I guess it would be a crystals subscription box. I can't even remember the name of it now, but each month they would send you a crystal and some herbs and a candle, some incense, and some other little thing. And it was really kind of cool, but it got too expensive for me. so I had to cancel the subscription. However, I did receive some little herbs from the box, and so I've put them into my apothecary here. So we have some angelica root. I found these cute, again, no dusting done, cute little jars at Dollarama, and they were perfect. This here is not labeled, but it is actually dried dandelion root. So a lot of people think that dandelions are invasive, horrible weeds, and they're no good, and they must kill them with chemical not fertilizers, but weed killers. Do not do this. If you can, try a dandelion salve, or they are just absolutely wonderful for medicinal purposes. If you're into that thing, look into it. I plan on saving the heads of dandelions in my boyfriend's yard because I know he doesn't spray there. So next year, that's one thing I'm going to be doing. This year, I had a list of 5 herbs that I wanted to really focus on, and next year, dandelion will be one of them, along with lemon balm and some more. So yeah, this is dried dandelion root. It's actually a coffee substitute, if you can believe it. Yeah. And here I have some dried orange peels with clove in them. This is for the end of for the autumn equinox and the winter solstice. I use this. And I also have some anise. Back here I have bay leaf. Okay, and then moving up here I have some mustard seed. I also have some lobelia. And I also have some stevia. Up here I have some yellow dock root. And that is pretty much what I've got so far. Let's go over here to see some of the stuff that I am drying. All right, so on my little shelf here, I've got some more chamomile flowers drying. They're drying, and they're also here to remove all of the little bugs that like to go in the flower heads. They're those little teeny little ones. And hopefully by the time I get this in the jar, they have evacuated the area. Over here, I have a very small amount of mullein flower. Mullein is another wonderful herb for medicinal purposes. I missed the boat on the flowering process this year. I wasn't paying attention, and I could have gotten way more, but I just was not paying attention to it. So I've only got a little tiny bit of mullein flower. Again, these are good for salves, tinctures, lots of things. And so then over here, this is dried feverfew leaf. And as you can see, there's a spider, some little bug flying around here. Probably a fruit fly. And I've got a little tiny bit of calendula over there that made its way into my basket one day. And I've got more feverfew flower. So those things are drying over here. I also have a tray of yarrow. Now, yarrow is absolutely wonderful for wound healing and so many other things. And I've got a lovely little tray of stuff here. Again, eradicating bugs. Now let's go over to my seed apothecary. All right, so this is my seed apothecary. It is on my dresser in my closet, and I have a bunch of seeds here that I have collected. Now, if you are a gardener, you're always going to be trying to collect seeds so that you don't have to, I mean, some of you do, maybe some of you don't, so that you don't have to buy seeds every year. It is so important for us to save seeds in case something happens. There's a seed shortage. I think we've already seen this year or last year, that there were seed shortages and all of that. So it's good to save your seeds. So basically these are all seeds that are flowers that I have collected. Sorry for the wobbly video here, trying to get it so that you guys can see. Now, these little glass little vials here I got at the Dollarama and Dollar Tree here in Canada. You can get them at craft stores like Michael's, probably Hobby Lobby, maybe, if that's still open in the States. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, so here I have a variety of different seeds that I have collected. Some of these came from swaps. So I've got some Coreopsis, Sunburst Coreopsis, sweet peas that I collected myself. Arizona red blanket flower. I wasn't able to get that to germinate this year. I'm going to try again. I also have some Cosmos. Cosmos, Candy Floss Cosmos, Kahori Pinks. These are ones that I got from a nursery a couple years ago, and I just decided to save the seeds from. Got lots of snapdragons. As you guys know, I love my snapdragons. So what I have here is I had separated all the colors, and I think this year I'm just going for the mix. I just put everything in a vial, and I'm going to grow whatever, and whatever grows is what color I'm going to get. That way it's kind of fun. So I also have here, what do I got here? Oh God, it would be nice if I could put the, I don't even know what this is. Plains Coreopsis. Got lots of Coreopsis here. I'm sorry, this video is terrible. Evening Primrose, Forget-Me-Not, some poppy seeds, Chinese Forget-Me-Not, some lupins, Helen flower. I'm growing that in my garden right now. I've got milkweed. Milkweed is wonderful for the butterflies. I have an obedient plant. I've never tried that one. And I also have some hollyhocks. Lots and lots of hollyhocks. That's like the thing around here. Everybody's got hollyhocks. So then going on to this one here, I've got some zinnias. I saved these ones, these Zowie flame. They're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This little thing here has some sage in it that I saved. I've got scarlet sage, spotted joe pie. I haven't done that one yet. Pincushion flower, bee balm, cosmos straw flowers. I've got bonicette, giant vanilla marigold, some cat grass. What is this one? Rose campion. I tried that one. It never germinated for me. Again, I've got some empty vials here, probably because I used them this year. Flax. These are pine tree seeds. I'm not sure which one. Flower of an hour. Don't know what that is actually. And I've got some more pine tree seeds here as well. So, yeah, that's pretty much that. I collect little jars so that I can put stuff in it. I also have some more yarrow hanging up here to dry. It's a pink one. I find this all over my town, of course, in spots that have not been sprayed. I make sure that they're in spots that haven't been sprayed. And yeah, so that is my little apothecary here. I'll just swing you over to show you quickly my gemstones and rock collection. Okay, so here is my gemstone and rock collection. It is on a huge shelf that I used to use for nail polish. As you can see, I still have quite the nail polish collection. I do not actually wear nail polish anymore, so I don't even know what I'm doing with this. It's probably so old it could go in the garbage, but that is like totally against anything I believe in, throwing nail polish in the garbage from all the chemicals and crap they put in it. So I think it's just going to sit here in its little glass bottles for the rest of its life, or my life, or whatever. Anyway, so I have the collection. I love my gemstones and crystals. It's one of the things that I am quite interested in as well. I have little labels underneath. You probably won't be able to see most of them. I'm going to try to remember them here. So I've got tiger's eye, moss agate. Oh, yeah, that's great. I don't remember. Green aragonite. This is a mookite. This is a euconite, rhodonite, ruby zoistite, ruby fuchsite, and this one's really pretty. It's got like, oh, it's gorgeous. And I've got some oils and sprays and stuff here as well. Going down here, we've got some blue agate, jade, moonstone, bloodstone, pyrite, blue apatite. We've got Dalmatian, snowflake obsidian, obsidian, black tourmaline, smoky quartz, rose quartz, garnet, carnelian, pink opal, moonstone, black moonstone. I believe this is emerald. I don't remember what that is. Chrysocolla, amazonite, hematite. No. Hematite, yeah. Aragonite, blue sandstone, orange sandstone, green sandstone, peach calcite sandstone, serpentine, jasper, citrine, clear quartz, what is this one? White agate, howlite, aura quartz. What is this one? Blue kyanite. I've got a lapis somewhere. I lost it. It was in my bed. I sleep with my crystals. I know I'm crazy. I usually hold them at night and then end up falling asleep and they end up in my bed. This is labradorite and of course amethyst. And then I've got selenite and a whole bunch of miscellaneous things. These all belong to my mom. I have no idea what they are. There's some sort of jasper or something. Anyway, they were my mom's, so I keep them here. So yes, that is my wall of crystals. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Her Garden Diary, and welcome back to my kitchen table. All right, so one of the projects that I wanted to conquer this year was getting all of the herbs that I have over purchased in these stupid plastic bags. And I say stupid because my goal this year is to lessen the amount of plastic that I have in my kitchen and my pantry. So basically what I'm going to be doing is transferring all of these things into glass jars. And I have acquired some of these jars from various people in my town. Some people were moving, some people had garage sales. So I've basically collected smaller jars. I've got some of these, and I've got some jam jars as well that I've collected, and I am looking to actually put all of my herbs into these jars with fancy little labels and put them in my pantry so that they're easy to find, and two, I am not having all of this plastic. I have a lot of things in here that I have to go through. So that is my project for the day. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get all of these jars washed up, and I will continue then on filling them up with the overage of herbs and spices, that I have. Hi everyone. So I have finished the task of, pardon the lawnmower, I have finished the task of getting my spice cupboard organized and ridding myself of all the plastic. So I'm just going to show you my spice cupboard here. So this was not, I should have taken a before and after, but this was not so nice and neat as it is now. Don't worry about that there. That's packages of like taco seasoning and stuff, and that's something I can't really put into jars because it's pre-measured and stuff. So anyway, so the bulk of like my salts and stuff are all back there. I've got table salt, pickling salt, and coarse salt. I believe I also have something else back there that I can't remember, some sort of powder. Anyway, and then moving on to the second shelf here, this was jam-packed full. So you're going to notice that I still have a little bit of plastic things in here, and the Pam, obviously. Because it's liquid, I'm not going to worry about putting it in jars. So what I have here is I have this little pumpkin spice thing. I'm going to keep it in here because it's almost done. Because then I want to get a new one of a different kind. The little jars here actually fit perfectly in the back. I was able to stack 4. It was tight, but it'll keep them in place. So those are there. I still have a few things that I'm going to do. I've got 2 more of these little jars, and I'm going to put some stuff in there and stack them in there. So this is basically the baking area. Don't have too much of the spices for baking, like your normal everyday baking powder, stuff like that. Those are in labeled jars, as you can see. I've also got a big thing of cinnamon back there. I go through quite a bit of cinnamon. And then down here I have, these are the herbs and spices that I use on a regular basis. So they're my easy to reach ones, and they're all nicely labeled. I've got onion powder. I do have the garlic salt. Now you're going to notice it says garlic powder and salt. I accidentally mixed them together, so it is what it is. And then I've got a big thing of chili powder in the back there. These are all repurposed spaghetti sauce jars from Superstore. They have the measurements on them, so I think that's really kind of neat to reuse them. I've also got a full thing of pepper and chives that I dehydrated 2 years ago. That's all I have left, so I'm still working on it. Next year I will do a whole new batch. So from what I had done, it had lasted me 2 years. So then here I've got, you know, all your usual oregano, rosemary. The rosemary is from stuff that I have harvested myself, as well as the dill. That's why I don't have very much, because I can't really grow a lot of very decent dill. This is my parsley, the bright green stuff in the corner or on the bottom there. It's not labeled because I don't have a label for it. And these jars here, if you are a Bath and Body Works candle lover, you'll maybe notice these jars. They were candle jars from, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago they had these candles. I've repurposed the jars. I find that they stack really, really well on top of the regular canning jars. So I have a few. I actually, because I took the onion powder and the garlic powder and put them in bigger jars, I have 4 of these Bath and Body Works repurposed jars that I can use now to stack perfectly on here, and they're perfect. So I have paprika. I also have some basil back there that is also from the garden that I've done, and there is bay leaves and sage. So that is basically the go-to spice cupboard that's all nice and organized and doesn't look like a trash can. Over here on the table, these are the one things. Now I know everybody's household has these containers, and they're nice. They're easy to put in your cupboard, but I don't like them. So I'm going to put the things like Mrs. Dash, because I use this a lot. So instead of going and buying, you know, a brand new thing, you can always go to, and this is one of the things that I'm going to be focusing on again this coming year is, and for the rest of this year, is going to the bulk barn and refilling my jars of herbs and spices, or well, mostly spices, because the herbs I can probably do myself. However, yeah, so that I don't have to keep rebuying these. And I know you can repurpose these for a lot of things, but they are recyclable too. So I would rather have them in jars that I can refill from places like the bulk barn instead of having to rebuy these. And these are quite expensive, so that's another factor to put in there. So I'm going to work on getting these into jars. Most of these are brand new, which is good. We rarely use Montreal steak spice. Like, I don't know why even have that. And then this one, I think this is like old. So I could also give these to my boyfriend because he's a big steak eater too. So, and then little things that I forget I have is like this stuff. So I never use this, but I should. So if I can see it in front of me and it's not like jammed back in a shelf where I can't see it, perhaps I'll use it. So that is that. I hope this is something you guys enjoyed watching. I do have a couple leftover things here just because I couldn't fit it all into a jar. There's just like maybe a teaspoon or a tablespoon left of the pickling spice. I couldn't fit it in the jar, so I'm just going to keep it until I finish it up in the jar, like have room in the jar, and then we're good to go. And then I also have these little old allspices and stuff like that that are probably won't fit into one of those little baby jam jars, so I'm kind of just going to leave those as well. And then I've got like this that I can put somewhere, and I've got so much ground sage it's not even funny. So yeah, that's my project finished, almost finished. And if this was something that you enjoyed watching, let me know by giving me a thumbs up, and let me know what you think about this idea. Is it a waste of time? Is it good for organization? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.